Channel 3 Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
Right now at 7, we begin with breaking news overnight as the frantic search for 2 missing people continues after a deadly boat crash off the coast of Old Saybrook.
Let's go over what we know right now. 1 person is dead, 6 people in the hospital after being rescued, and again, 2 others remain missing. Crews from several towns have been helping with the search and rescue efforts through the night, and they just restarted earlier this morning.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here on Eyewitness News at 7 on the Wax. I'm Caitlin Nuclo.
I'm Tracey McCain. Our team coverage begins right now.
So let's get right to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler. She is live at Saybrook Point Marina. So Olivia, what's the new information? What have you learned?
Tracy and Caitlin, we know that not too long ago, those boats got back in the water. They halted their search and rescue efforts overnight because of how dark it was outside. However, we know this morning that they have resumed those search and rescue efforts in search of those 2 people that are still missing at this point. We know they are 2 men in their 20s. They were not wearing life jackets, according to officials. Here's everything that we know right now. 9 people were on that boat when it crashed. 6 of them were rescued overnight and 1 is dead. Now, this video is from around 10:30 last night at the Saybrook Point Marina. That's right next to the Harbor One Marina and the mouth of the Connecticut River. We do want to warn you, some of this video is hard to watch. You can see in it from what our crews shot, a massive response from both police and fire. You can also see many onlookers. Some men and women are wrapped up in towels close by the dock. It's unclear if they are some of the people who were rescued from that boat crash. Here's what we know at this hour. The Coast Guard says the boat was carrying 9 people when it crashed into a jetty along the Connecticut River at a high speed. 6 people were rescued and taken to the hospital, including 5 women and 1 man. Again, another man was found dead overnight. Their ages range from the mid-20s to 30s. North Madison Fire deemed this a mass casualty incident. This morning, we will get you more information. We're working to learn the events leading up to the crash, what hospital the victims were taken to, and their conditions this morning. Now, this is an ongoing investigation at this time. I do just want to reiterate that 1 person was found dead and was pulled from the water. The search and rescue efforts are starting back up this morning, and they are searching for 2 men in their 20s. We're live in Old Saybrook. Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Our news conference just wrapped up, and that's where we find our Marcy Jones this morning.
Yeah, let's get right out to Marcy for the update from officials. Marcy, what do we know?
Good morning. We know that the Connecticut State diving team will be back out here around 10. They will have a boat within 15 minutes out for this search and rescue. They are still calling it a search and rescue. They're holding out hope, even though as every minute ticks by, the hearts out here are very saddened right now. We're going to pan over so that you can see a little bit the marina this morning. Lots of people out here starting to get set up right now. We did just learn that these boaters were coming from Block Island. It's unclear exactly where they were heading. However, we have learned a little bit more about that area. I asked specifically because we know that there was a crash exactly at the same time on the same day last year in 2023, kind of near that mouth of the Connecticut River. And I asked if it was poorly, kind of poor signage or a trouble area, and the officer from Deep said it's really not fair to say that. He said there is good signage out there, and it can get difficult a little bit with tides, but boaters that are familiar with the area or are kind of when it's still well lit outside, you can tell what that area is going to look like. So as soon as we get any more information, we'll bring that to you. Again, we know that this search is going to resume. We've got some officers out here from all different agencies. Just to name a few, we've got Deep Encon Police, first responders from Middletown, Middlesex, Essex, Old Saybrook, Clinton, Old Lyme. The Connecticut State Police Dive Unit, again, will be out here at 10. And the Coast Guard. We asked if a helicopter was going to be used. He said it depends on the resources that the Coast Guard can give up. They were using it last night. However, they are going to reassess this morning and see exactly which operations they should be running. So as soon as we get any more info, we'll bring that to you. But for now, that's the latest. Reporting live in Old Saybrook, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Right, it's still a very fluid situation, so make sure you stay with us here on The Wax as our team coverage continues. Also, download the WFSB app to get the latest updates straight to your phone.
Lots of sunshine out there. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Just about 7:05. Golden sunshine, as a matter of fact. Kids are getting back on that bus, and they will be doing so with temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s this morning. By lunch and recess, outside, everybody will be outside today with golden sunshine. First Alert Live Radar, the only live radar in Connecticut scanning dry, and our satellite and radar, very little in the way of cloud coverage. Really spectacular start, really spectacular day. Let's run it down. Tuesday, this afternoon, 1 p.m. This is 6 p.m. The big blue H moving across the state. And then by Wednesday, it starts to bring in a little bit of a southwesterly flow. The temperatures will move up. The dew points will also climb just a little, but today, what a gorgeous day. A touch of autumn in the air with temperatures in the low 70s. Full sunshine, seasonably cool. The sun is up at 6:19, sets at 7:20. And I'll be back with your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. In the meantime, Kate, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. All right, if you're getting ready to head out the door here this morning, heading to work, getting the kids to the bus stop or to school here this morning, majority of the state looking pretty good. We are seeing some normal delays, some normal congestion build across the state as more people are heading out the door and hitting the road. So 84 eastbound into the Hartford area, almost a 40-minute ride time here. And then New Haven to the George Washington Bridge, 95 southbound, almost a 100-minute ride time. The Parkway also more substantially backing up at this hour, which again, very typical. Just heads up, we are still dealing with some road closures that DOT is reporting. We're down to 6 of them. That's in the southwestern portion of the state, 3 in Oxford, 2 in Southbury, 1 in Seymour. But we're crash and incident free. That's a little bit of good news as you're heading out the door. You can see things are moving along here in Hartford, 91 north and southbound, here in Waterbury, 84 east and westbound, a live look in Middletown along Route 9, and very bright sunshine here through Meriden, 691 east and westbound. Sun glare could be an issue. Grab the sunglasses as you're heading out the door. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, let's get to the rest of your headlines this morning. 2 men in custody in connection to a tire rim theft ring in Hartford. Police say Jorge Burgos and Ricardo Torres were arrested while attempting to steal rims and tires off of a car. They're charged with larceny and interfering with police. Multiple other members of this organized ring have been arrested, and Hartford police say they anticipate more arrests in the future.
Well, this morning, a 20-year-old in New Haven is recovering after he was shot near Grand Avenue last night. The victim brought himself to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Right now, investigators still trying to track down a suspect.
This morning, a $5,000 reward now being offered for information on a case of a dog that had to be euthanized in East Hartford. You might remember this. The dog was found shivering and shaking on Smith Drive last Thursday. Police say the dog was brought to an animal hospital but had to be put down because of the condition of the animal. The officer is now asking you to reach out if you know anything about this case. Desmond's Army is offering a cash reward for information leading to an arrest.
4 train passengers are dead and a suspect in custody after a mass shooting that spanned 2 train cars in a Chicago suburb. Police say 3 victims were found dead at the scene and a 4th died at a nearby hospital. Investigators say there was no motive that they know of, and the shooting appears to be random.
We'll take a look at what's happening in Israel right now. Protesters once again taking to the streets as public anger explodes over the killing of 6 hostages who were held captive in Gaza. That includes Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Poland. Demonstrators are calling for a ceasefire deal that would release the remaining hostages. President Joe Biden said Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu needs to do more.
7:08 is now the time. Temperatures are making headlines this morning as they are significantly cooler than the typical overnight low of about 58. As you can see, we're at 48 in parts of the state. In Putnam, look at that, 45 in Salisbury. Just got an email from Eleanor in Hampton. She's got 45, 46, 47. Remember, 58 is where we should be. I don't see any 58s on this map. It gets a little closer along the shoreline, but with that wind to the north, it is a little bit cool out there this morning. 24-hour change, we are down anywhere from 12 to 18 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. That's pretty substantial. And the dew points are nice and comfortable in the mid to upper 40s. Your dew point trend, well, it rises a little bit for Friday. We are expecting a little bit more in the way of cloud coverage on Friday, but still all in all a pretty good day. And then Saturday night into Sunday, we could have some showers around, all depending on what model you believe. In the meantime, enjoy the day. Enjoy the cooler than normal temperatures in the low 70s, full sunshine. Sun sets at 7:20. You will see abundant sunshine right up until that point. I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a bit. In the meantime, Kate, happy birthday.
All right, Scott, thank you.
Yay.